Gentlemen, how y'all doing? It's the Mr. 444 Sports Talking. I'm back at y'all with another one about these playoffs over the weekend. I got a lot to say about Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, CJ Stroud. You're going to throw D'Amico Ryan in there. And going to go put Josh Allen in there, right? And then a lot to unpack over the weekend that happened to everybody over the weekend, and definitely a lot to unpack. And I want to start with the Chiefs because they started off with the first game Saturday, right? Now, I hear a lot of pushback on the Chiefs and getting special calls and stuff like that, and everybody's crying about how Patrick Mahomes defended himself and everything of that nature, right? How he's baiting defenders and all of this stuff, right? How could you get mad at somebody that's playing their game? If you know this person, let's give you James Harden for an instance. James Harden has been the receiver of so many fouls that he actually caused, and he was winning that way. He became the scoring title for winning that way. He would bait you to foul him with the up and under to bait you. So there's moves that you can do. It's up to the defender to understand the magnitude of what this person is doing and understand you have to study the person's game and what they love to do, and you must take that away from them. So when you playing James Harden, there's a certain way you better play him or you're going to get him at the free throw line averaging 10 times. I'm sorry. Let's take it to Chris Paul. King of flopping. That's his calling card. He's going to flop. That is his calling card. Let's talk about Reggie Miller. He's going to kick out the foot. That's his calling card. But now, Patrick Mahomes is winning, and everybody want to say, he's getting ref favoritism, and D'Amico Ryan saying it took everybody to beat us. You're right. But you knew that. You said going in. So why didn't you prepare your squad to understand that everybody's out to get us, so you have to be extra careful on your mistakes? It's like when you talking to a famous person, when you go out in front of the cameras, you got to be careful what you say because these journalists is going to bait you into saying something. So you got to teach someone how to talk in front of a camera. Because you know what these journalists is going to bait you into doing something. So you can't get mad at Patrick Mahomes. We had this with the Tom Brady era. Brady was you couldn't touch Brady. You couldn't breathe on him. There was one time where it was a sack where the guy actually laid Brady down and still got called for a foul. He actually put the pillow under Brady, and he still got called for a foul. So you can't say Patrick Mahomes won because of that. You had so many chances. You got sacked 9 times, CJ Stroud. 8 times, excuse me. You got sacked 8 times. So you just going to give your O-line a pass? You're going to give your running back a pass for not extra blocking? You had a chance to win that game, CJ Stroud. That wasn't the call. You had the ball in your hand and able to bring your team back. They didn't mix the field goal. Y'all did. There's no accountability. So for you to say the refs did it and not just say, you know what, you take your hats off to the Chiefs, at the end of the day, we didn't come in prepared tonight. You didn't, because you didn't study tape and see what Patrick Mahomes like to do. So when your tackler went to go do that, he should have knew better that this guy, I got to be careful where I hit this guy. You got to be careful where you hit that guy. You have to be careful where you hit Brady. You have to be careful where you hit Peyton Manning. You have to be careful where you hit Aaron Rodgers, guys like that. These are the guys that's going to the meat and potatoes of the NFL. So I can't give you a pass from that D'Amico Ryan. I don't like, you just, take it away from, you discounting Andy Reid's coaching ability. You discounting a lot of things from the coaching squad. You discounting a lot of things from Spagnuolo. You a lot of things to say it was the refs. Now, if you was blowout, yes. Yes, if you was blown out, yes, no problem. I give you that. I give you that. But come on, D'Amico Ryan, you and CJ Stroud better than that. Y'all more great. Y'all great men. Y'all great men on the field, off the field. You was a great guy when you used to work. When you used to play for Philly. You was an awesome player, D'Amico Ryan, and I never heard that coming out your mouth as a player. You always said it was something that can do better. So for you to take this road, D'Amico Ryan, kind of surprised. Instead of taking off your hat that you took a team from a dumpster fire and got them to the playoffs 2 years in a row. Take your hat off. Be proud of that, D'Amico Ryan. You did a great job with this team, and you're going to continue to strive because you got a great young quarterback. You have a great receiving core. You got a rookie in your corner, Lassiter. You got a great cornerback, Stingley. You have great pieces. You got two defensive players. You got a great future ahead of you with that quarterback. Continue to build on that and take this and learn that this is what you want your players to feel, because Patrick Mahomes had to feel it. All the great quarterbacks had to feel losing to be able to come back and want to know now he's learning the game. He's learning how to be a quarterback as well. Teach your quarterback how to play a game, not the game, a game in the NFL, because the way these rules are, you have to figure out how to play a game, how to bet. You got to find an edge. You talking about bulletin board material is what another player say. No, your bulletin board should be, this is how a quarterback should conduct itself when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, the Bradys of the world that baited you into doing what they wanted you to do. That's why they to go. Because of those things and that. You can't get mad. That's why James Harden is who he is. That's why Chris Paul is who he is. That's why most of these players in different leagues bait you into a move that they know that's what you're going to do. It's like a pitcher. A guy trying to steal a base. He's going to do something sleazy because he know what you want to do. He studied the pitcher, not the game. It's a new era, D'Amico Ryan, and you got to think outside the box, and it should teach a quarterback this is how he should be thinking. Being able to find an edge on the opponent, and not trying to find an edge on the field, not trying to look for help. You don't want to never leave it in the judge's hands. You're a great lawyer, D'Amico Ryan, for this team. You are the great attorney that's representing this team. You should not want this to go into the judge's hands when you can decide you can plead your case. With a great team that you have, you don't want this to go into the judge's hands. You don't want to leave this into the jury hands. You want it to be decided because you are that coach, and I believe next year you're going to have a great year. And Andy Reid is just who he are. Yes, there's some calls that a person is going to get. Yes, the man went to seven AFC championships in a row. He didn't get there by mistake. So let's take our hat off to the Kansas City Chiefs. They had a wonderful game plan. Patrick Mahomes came out there and been him. At the end of the day, Travis Kelce came out there. Shout out to Travis Kelce. Great number one Hall of Famer. He got a gold jacket wait for him in 4 years the day he retired. But I commend them people out there, man, that went out there and balled out. Shout out to the Chiefs. And I'm my next team will get to Detroit. They had a great season. I take my hat off to Dan Campbell. I take my hat off to Jared Goff, Williams, Amon St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Washington, Reporter, the tight end. I give my shout out to the guys because they played a hell of a season they had. It's just that the defense caught up to them, and I told y'all in my last video, Jalen Daniels should expose their defensive efficiencies, which he did. They couldn't hide behind that, and they actually beat them with their own game on the fourth down plays. At the end of the day, not only is Dan Campbell going for the fourth down, now this Jalen Daniels is going for the fourth down. The boy played lights out. I give it to him. A great game by that young rookie. He just usurping to everything he want to be. He has a great future. Shout out to him. He's a great man. Look how he stand. Look how he speak. He look like he got wonderful parents. He was raised right, and he's soaking it all in without being a diva. And that's what I like about him. He's not looking like a diva quarterback. He's taking everything in stride. That young boy got a lot of promise, and I'm quite sure Chicago is banging their heads that they didn't take that boy at number one. But that's another story on another topic. I just want to give him his props. And a lot of shout outs to him, that running game. And Dan Quinn came out there and showed why Dallas Cowboys should have kept him and not them. But at the end of the day, everything works out. Dan Campbell got another shot at it. He got another shot at to go into the AFC and do something he couldn't do with the Falcons. Let's see what he do with that. I mean, I believe that, the way Jalen Hurts playing, he needs to step up his game if he's going to take on Washington, because Washington, Jaden Daniels looking like he's that dude. That division is look like he's going to be a problem for Dallas and Giants and the Phillies. And for that boy to do what he did, he's making history today. So I know the whole NFL world, or every college person that looks at what he's doing is striving to be like him or be epitome of that position. I shout out to him. Jalen Daniels definitely stepped up the mic. He stepped up to the call, and he's doing everything. They got some good toys. Cliff Kingsbury. I think that he couldn't do it too good with over there in Arizona, but he actually took this quarterback. At the end of the day, I hope he get a lot of open discussion for head coaching jobs, or somebody should take him to be an offensive coordinator for their rookie quarterback, because at the end of the day, he got the quarterback's ear. So shout out to Cliff Kingsbury. I think that he's going to be the next head coach sooner than later. And I believe Ben Johnson is going to be a hell of a quarterback somewhere else. Aaron Glenn, they just waiting. I don't know how Detroit going to bounce back with those offensive and defensive coordinator great minds. I believe that with Dan Campbell, they're going to figure it out there in Detroit. They came with so far, they should take their hats off. But I understand there's no moral victory. This is the NFL, like Dan Campbell said, and that thing got a sting. So they're going to come back, and they had a hell of a year, but the defense had messed them up. Atkinson and all of them going down, the boys going down. I think this would have been a different outcome if them boys' defense would have stayed afloat through the year and they stayed together. I believe they would have pulled it off, but they have something to hang their hat off the next year that, they got to get their whole defense back, and let's see how that goes. We're going to get to who else played? The Eagles and the Rams. That was a hell of a game, y'all. That game could have went either way. It was a lot of snow. Yes, Saquon Barkley bust for 2 big gains, and got over 100, got 196 yards. I think over 200 yards from scrimmage. Yes, he definitely did what he did. I thought he got hurt when he had to get his hand bandaged, but hey, that's the snow. And at the end of the day, but I don't think we staffed with those 2 turnovers back to back. That would hurt them. They had an awesome drive going back down, and they got the touchdown. And then on the last drive, they stalled, because I believe that if outside the snow, I believe Rams win that game. I believe the Rams win that game, because Matthew Stafford was definitely throwing that ball. And the way he threw that ball in the snow, it lets me know if he would have thrown that ball on the dry field, Philly would have been in trouble. They stacked Jalen Hurts, messed his knee up. He couldn't get out the pocket. They put him in an RPO with an injury, and that's why he got sacked the last play. I don't think Sirianni should have called that play, knowing that his knee was injured. Shout out to Stephen A. for pointing that out. But I don't think he should have did that. But I think the Eagles are going to have their hands full next week with the Washington Redskins. They got a young stud coming in there that's looking to take it over and going to have fresher legs than he do. So they better be ready for that. I think they need to get A.J. Brown involved more next week. I think they need to get Devontae Smith more added. I think they should go out there and get Dallas Goedert more involved. I think they need to use it because I don't think Saquon going to be able to do that alone next week when it comes to Jalen Daniels. They're going to put some pressure on their defense. I think that the way that defense been playing all year, they may answer the call. I don't give them too much bad. The snow, everybody plays in different snow conditions, but I give that to him. But I believe they got their hands cut out for them next week, ladies and gentlemen. But shout outs to the Rams and shout outs to Mr. McVay and that boy Puka and Cooper Cuff and Kyron Williams and all that stuff like that. They got a great squad over there. I don't know if they're going to bring that whole core back. I don't know with Matthew Stafford. He may want to retire. He may not. They may let him go. Anybody going to pick up Matthew Stafford because he still can sling that ball. But we see. I get back to like I said, Philly gonna have to have their hands full because Washington is that boy Terry McLaurin, that wide out Brown, that boy Lulu, and those boys ain't playing over there. But Bobby Wagner, he's happy he's back. He's back in the AFC Championship. Last time he probably been back was when he was with Seattle or whatever the case may be yesterday. That Bobby Wagner. And he's going to have a lot to say. He's going to have a lot to say. Bobby Wagner is very experienced in this type of playoff game. He understands the magnitude of it. So he's going to share that with his squad, letting them know from here on how the intensity is going to pick up. I believe he's going to get an 8. Yeah, they're going to get through with them, and they're going to have an awesome game. Shout outs to Washington again, and shout outs to Dan Campbell and the owners and stuff like that for putting that together. And, I believe they're going to do their thing. And now let's get to Baltimore. And, oh, my God, Josh Allen and the Bills. I'm telling you, man, I really thought Lamar was going to win that game. I'm not going to lie. I put my money on Philly, but I thought Lamar was going to win that game. I put my money on the Bills, but I really thought Lamar was going to win that game. Here's why, because of the big back and everything, but he did not use the back the way he should have used him. He did it late in the game. Derrick Henry started to get going in the second and third quarter, but it looked like they got away from that and they was throwing the ball a little bit more, and I don't think they should have done that. They should have wore Buffalo defense down a little bit more. They were doing great running the ball, and at the end of that, with this game, when you don't have your number one flag receiver is Zay Flowers, when you don't have that guy, you got to play the dink and dunk game. And I don't believe Lamar Jackson played the dink and dunk game, giving it to Derrick Henry a little bit more out. Let him come out the backfield and see what he could do one-on-one with the linebacker. I believe he should have did that a little bit more and everything like that. He should have put the ball, but for the most part, he win that game. I was watching that game, and I said, Lamar Jackson, if you are my MVP, I want to see what you go down there and do. And he did it. I said, if you are the MVP, I need you not only to go get a touchdown, I need you to go get a 2-point conversion. And he did that, and Ingram just dropped the ball. The most short-handed man on that team, Mark Andrews, I'm sorry, he dropped the ball. The most short-handed man on that team drops the ball. Could you believe that? Lamar Jackson did everything in that game that I said he should do. He did it. But that's why they call us a team, ladies and gentlemen, because everything is a team. He didn't do it. According to team measures, he didn't do it. That's why I got to, push back on giving Lamar his props for being an MVP, doing what he do, because at the end of the day, Mark Andrews not catching that ball, the team didn't catch the ball. So at the end of the day, you don't want to put that blame on Mark Andrews because there's no I in team. So when he didn't catch it, the whole team dropped the ball. So let's put it like that, ladies and gentlemen. Because Baltimore should have won that game, but Lamar Jackson, them 2 turnovers, one of them was costly, really, really, really bad. When I thought that he should have just handed it off and he should have understood the magnitude, but he got that fumble when Von Miller picked it up and took it to the 20-yard line, and the Buffalo scored. But Josh Allen wasn't playing a I mean, a real game like that. They was getting stopped fairly. Let's take away that turnover, them two turnovers, and I think they scored on one of them. Let's take away one of those scores. Let's take away the missed field goal. That game, ladies and gentlemen, right now is overtime. If that kicker makes the field goal, make the extra point, excuse me, this is a different discussion, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not get to the Andrews drop. If the kicker does his job and make that extra point, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we have that discussion. There's still some time left on the clock. Bills had 2 timeouts, but I believe that game going to overtime, and at the overtime, two people get the, possess the ball. You don't know the outcome of that, but I feel that I don't think the Andrews, you can look at the Andrews and the point after. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that Lamar going to get a lot of flack. He was so great. Like I told you, man, it had to be somebody disappointed. Somebody had to be disappointed. Somebody had to be disappointed to where we knew it was going to just go down, where somebody wasn't going to make it. So I give my hats off to Lamar for coming this far, and he couldn't even do it. But shout out to him. He's coming back next year. But now the narrative going to be on Lamar is like, hey, let's just wait to the Super Bowl. We're not going to. We not impressed by his games no more. It's like Patrick Mahomes. We're not impressed with his regular season no more. We more impressed with what he do in the regular season, as far as airing it out and stuff like that. But we're not impressed that he go 14-2, 15-1, and get to the playoff. We're not impressed with that. Now we were so enamored with Lamar Jackson's season. Now we no longer enamored no more because he gave us 3 straight years of that. He's like a Peyton Manning. He just got to get over the hump of Tom Brady like Peyton Manning did. Get over the hump of Tom Brady. He got to get over the hump of 2 quarterbacks now. Peyton Manning only had to get over the hump of 1 quarterback, and that was Tom Brady. That's it. That was the only person standing in his way. Lamar got Josh Allen, Joe Burrows, and Patrick Mahomes. We never had that, ladies and gentlemen, for no MVP quarterbacks, let alone 2 MVP quarterbacks. But shout out to Josh Allen. We're going to see what he do next week against the Chiefs. Just like they beaten against Baltimore. The Chiefs may beat against them. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen. Until next week on the Mr. 444 show.